One of these pieces of paper, the police homed in on. They ignored all of it except the bits so they could sort of thought they could make something out of. I just want to read what the rest of some of this, right? So what I can find of it. I'm gonna have to. Right. Okay. So I could, at the top of this piece of paper, to me this looks like all I can see is consultant, senior, practice, documenting something incidents, and then something is cut off. Record competent leader, clinical responsibilities. Looks like she's put the word respect above. Respect clinical responsibilities. Something workforce. Something handover demands addressed. Oh, that's probably handover demands addressed. It says breathe above that, the word addressed. Handover demands addressed. There's asterisks here as well, after demands and after address. So, and then she's got can't read that word. Beginning with CELLU, something. Asterisk, workforce loads. Ombudsman. So obviously the ombudsman seems to have been involved. So maybe she's approached the ombudsman, been through complaints process, probably had to go through the ombudsman, of course. Something infection status. Something anomalies with occupational health departments in England. That must be ENG with a capital E. That's probably England. So there you go. Anomalies with occupational health departments in England. Distressing. Underneath that. Now she could have just put that underneath to mean distressing anomalies, or she put distressing underneath. Distressing, completely devastated. Pharmacy, I think that is supplies. Pharmacy orders, medications, requisition. Something. And here's that word again, cellulitis or cellulite or cellulitis or something. If anyone knows what that is, please let me know. CMC appellant? I can't read that word. I think possibly legislate, or I don't know. Something complaints, procedure, grievance, governance. High governance. There's some initials above governance, which says CMC, I think. Could that CMC mean Countess Management Committee, maybe? Or, don't know, or Coven of Medical Cunts? Or Consultant Medical Cunts, Consultant Male Cunts. Anyway, yeah, what is it? CMC, does anyone know? So that, yeah. Governance, high governance. Conduct, I think. Hello. Character declaration. There's a word above that I can't read. Character declaration. Wales. Odd that she's mentioned Wales. Does anyone know where that might be? I mean, it seems odd with Dewey being Welsh, but it can't be. I don't know. Character declaration, Wales. Something. Then we got something, possibly supremacy or sumacy or pharmacy. Pharmacy, equality and diversity mentorship training update. Resuscitation enforcement. And then there's that bit, nobody will ever know what happened and why or how. I am a failure. Something education and training, accurate details. No. NKNOW. And then it's got consultant neonatologist, consultant neonatologist, consultant pediatrician, killing. Bro, B-R-O-K, could that be broken? Right? So, there we have it again, consultant neonatologist, consultant pediatrician, killing. Broken, possibly. Don't know. Something competent. Now she's put keep under neonatologist. She's put the word keep. Something competent, and that word keep is above competent, above the word competent too. So it could be keep, competent leader, standardized process for adverse, possibly adversity. Or adverse, perhaps adverse reaction for something. Something area, colonoscopy, colonoscopy, is that? Or colon or colposcopy? Professional colposcopy, department report. Supervision of something, training, something. Incident review panel. Something specialist equipment. Something standard, is it? Procedures, care. No, I just gotta.
One will ever know what happened.
Oh, that's that bloody woman again. Right, go back a minute. PC Stonan's, the words on the screen that she's highlighted. They're just obviously a small part, aren't they, which suits them, but. It's something equipment, professional equipment, post-procedural care, avoiding use of abbreviations. In something of actual professional procedures, and can't believe that. Something suiting, doing, incident case review, serious incident case review. Something. I mean, appointments. Something referral, beginning with H. Something referral. Now, I'm just going back to that there, but before that, actual procedure, something serious, something sitting, doing, serious incident case review. I can't read the two words before that. It looks like there's something here about delivery, sitting down, or sitting, doing. Delivery, does that mean birth of a baby? Delivery, sitting down. Underneath, and that's above where it says serious incident case review. To think about that for a while. But anyway, yeah, so there's a lot more to that note than PC Stoneham wanted to admit. She's just highlighted these. You can see where she's highlighted. That's just the bit that says nobody will ever know what happens and why. But, she's not putting any of the context there. She's assuming you're not going to read above and below it. Well, consultant neonatologist, here we are. Look, consultant, that is, would be neonatologist, consultant, pediatrician, killing. Now, no, and that's after accurate details. No, that killing does come after pediatrician, killing. And then they made a big deal out of her crossing out the words murder on the paper before this. And, 2 words saying murder. But again, they didn't read the contents of that other piece of paper, which had other stuff in it, which indicated that we don't know who Lucy was talking about when she said murder. She could have been talking about anyone. She could have been suggesting that the level of negligence was so bad in that hospital that she was seeing that as murder by, say, one of the consultants, for instance. in the same way that you would think, God, if someone let's imagine it was your child that somebody had seriously been negligent to and that child had died, you might very well be saying to yourself, or someone that you had responsibility, oh, they murdered them. It's a figure of speech. She might have been seeing that their care was so bad that they were murdering babies. She may not have been referring to herself with those words, murder. They didn't say, I murdered. They just put murdered murderer. So that doesn't really show anything if you don't show the context. And again, the police have deliberately homed in on these few words, deliberately making it difficult for you to read the rest of it, and not, and just as if to make it look like she's referring to the fact that she's done something wrong, when in fact there's no indication in either of these notes they found in the black bin bag that she's talking about herself doing anything wrong. Actually, quite the opposite. It looks like she's talking about problems in the hospital with care or negligence, or because it's clear that she's mentioning the ombudsman, so she's obviously, it sounds to me like she's reporting things that weren't supposed to be reported, basically, and it's looked like she's writing things down here that she's actually scared to write down, and that she's not allowed to say, Anyway. Here you got retention of a foreign object. That's at the top. So it's retention of a foreign object. End of something, force or face, interface. Consultant, prevention, consultant, I think that's prevention, consultant, something, utterances, risk unit, diagonal there, consultant assurances, or consultant assurances for the CCC. Is that CQC or CCC? It says CCC. Damage and consultant, something of cluster, something of cluster, hospital, COCH, confidential, and above that, I can't do this anymore, that she was put afterwards, confidential Countess of Chester, presumably, something neonatal care, retained foreign object, here we are, possible procedure, risk objective, risk management objective, possible foreign object, possible procedure. What's that? Rock. Hang on. Oh, so again, we've got retention of a foreign object. Something interface, consultant, prevention, consultant on, consultant. Something, awareness, risk unit, that's how the something there is when consultant assurances for the, or consultant assurances for the CCC, consultant damage, and consultant again. Utterances, something Countess of Chester, something pondering or people, Countess of Chester Hospital, COCH, confidential, and she's but I can't do this anymore. Confidential Countess of Chester, suffocating, Countess of Chester suffocating, something of a neonatal retention of a foreign object, neonatal foreign object, possible procedure. So retention of a foreign object, possible procedure. Measurement and risk, or something, measurement and risk management. Procedure. What's that, red horn or rock horn? Does anybody know? Procedure, something, Rackham. Oh, right, I can't read that. Okay, no, I think it's interesting here that where the words that the Stoneham pointed out, that she's crossed out murder. Well, look at the context. It's something confidential risk, failure of patient safety, plus failure, patient safety, foreign object, and that's murder, crossed out, possible, murder, foreign object, murder, and then underneath again, she's got murder crossed out. Right, hang on. Okay, so it says of a retained foreign object, murder, that's the one that's crossed out, post procedure, And then underneath it's murder again, that's crossed out, and then something neonatal care plan. Well, the murder she's put seems to be in relation to this possible retained foreign object post procedure, something. She's pointing out that something was murder. It's not pointing out that she murdered anyone. I don't think she was accused of, what is it? Putting foreign objects anywhere, was she, as far as I know? No, she wasn't. So who is she saying there that's murdered a baby? Whether I'm not accusing anyone of murder, what I'm saying is to her, it looks like me, to her, somebody is responsible for either accidentally killing a baby or whatever they've done, I don't know, something to do with a retained foreign object. I actually think a lot of this writing that Lucy's doing is about her documenting appalling things that were going on in hospital, and that's why she can't say things. She's scared. She's had to keep all this secret. I think that's what's bloody well going on. Her documenting the real crap that was going on in that hospital, and a lot of this writing will be about that, which is why the police aren't showing the rest of the writing. They're just showing silly words to try and frame her. So it's sort of auditor, neonatal care plan, and that's why it's one of the words murder. And it's above that, which is below that bit about foreign object. Okay, so it says auditor on the left and a neonatal plan, and that's where it's got that word murder as well. Auditor neonatal plan, and above that is the word murder as well. About procedural pain documentation, implementation, neonatal or something unity, referral, and it's got something objectives, adults and children, and something about status, a-verbal, written. I wonder if that's warning after that. I can't see it, but it's quite difficult to make out some of this, but it's clearly not, the police have just picked out random words to make them sound incriminating in some way, and in fact, no wonder they're hiding the rest of it really and only showing it very quickly and not showing what it says, because none of it points to Lucy calling herself a murderer. It seems to point to other stuff that was going on in the hospital that she was documenting, as far as I can make out. This is my take on it. I can't, but I don't, there's something on the right at the end there about cardiology as well. Let me just check that. Hang on. Yeah, something that's like ensure broken, possibly it says broken with a P, but broken, and it says equipment. Ensure broken equipment, and then to the right of that it says refer cardiology. That's about as much as I can make out. If anyone can make any more sense of it, then please let me know.